Welcome to 247 Reader. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more English stories. Hi there, and welcome to today's podcast. Let's talk about using English in real life. Why is it so important? Well, English is not just for tests or classrooms. It's a tool for communication. When you use English in daily life, you learn faster, and you also feel more confident. Today, I'll share simple tips to use English every day. Let's get started. Chapter 1. Speak with confidence. Speaking English with confidence is one of the most important steps to becoming better at using the language. Many people feel nervous or shy when they try to speak English, especially if it is not their first language. This is normal, but it is something you can overcome with practice and the right mindset. The first thing to remember is that making mistakes is okay. Mistakes are a natural part of learning, and they can actually help you improve. When you make a mistake, you learn what to do better next time. Even native English speakers make mistakes when they talk, so don't feel bad about it. One way to start building your confidence is to practice speaking English every day. You can begin by talking to yourself when you are alone. For example, describe what you are doing in English. If you are cooking, you can say, I am cutting vegetables, or I am boiling water. This simple habit will make you more comfortable with speaking. You don't need to use difficult words or long sentences. Just focus on saying what you can in English. If you have friends or family who speak English, try practicing with them. You can have small conversations about your day or ask them questions like, How are you? Or, What did you do today? If you don't have anyone to practice with, don't worry. There are other ways to practice. For example, you can join online groups or communities where people are learning English. Many people use apps or websites to find language partners, people who want to practice speaking with others, just like you. Another helpful tip is to prepare sentences or questions that you can use often. For example, you might prepare a sentence like, Can you help me? Or, Where is the nearest bus stop? These are simple phrases that you can use in real-life situations. By practicing them, you will feel more ready to speak when you need to. It is also important to think about how you speak. Speak slowly and clearly. You don't need to rush. Many people think they have to speak fast to sound fluent, but this is not true. It is better to speak slowly and clearly so that others can understand you. Take your time to say each word. This will also help you avoid mistakes. A good way to build your confidence is by celebrating small successes. If you have a short conversation in English, even if it is just a few sentences, feel proud of yourself. Every time you speak English, you are improving. It doesn't matter if the conversation was perfect. What matters is that you tried. Sometimes fear of being judged can stop you from speaking. You might worry about what others will think if you make a mistake. But here's the truth. Most people don't care if you make mistakes. They are usually happy that you are trying to speak their language. In fact, many people will respect you for your effort. Remember, learning a new language is not easy, and you are doing something amazing. A great way to feel more confident is to listen to how native speakers talk. Watch videos, movies, or TV shows in English. Pay attention to how people greet each other, ask questions, or respond. Try to copy the way they speak. This is called imitation, and it can help you sound more natural. For example, if you hear someone say, "How's it going?" instead of "How are you?" Confidence also comes from practice, so don't give up. The more you practice speaking, the more confident you will become. At first, it might feel difficult, but over time, it will get easier. Think of speaking English like learning to ride a bike. At first, you might feel scared, but with practice, you'll feel more comfortable and enjoy the process. Lastly, remember that confidence is a choice. You can choose to believe in yourself and your ability to speak English. Every time you speak, tell yourself, I can do this. Positive thinking can make a big difference in how you feel. So take a deep breath, smile, and start speaking English with confidence. It's okay to start small, and it's okay to make mistakes. What matters most is that you try. Chapter 2: Listen and Learn. Listening is one of the best ways to improve your English. When you listen, you learn how words are pronounced, how sentences are put together, and how people express themselves. Listening also helps you understand the flow of the language, making it easier for you to speak naturally. Many people find listening to be easier than speaking because you don't have to respond right away. You can just focus on understanding what is being said. To start, try listening to things you enjoy. For example, if you like movies, watch them in English. If you like music, listen to English songs. When you enjoy what you are listening to, it doesn't feel like studying. You can have fun and learn at the same time. While watching movies or TV shows, pay attention to how people speak. Notice their tone, expressions, and the way they use words. If you don't understand everything, that's okay. The more you listen, the more you will understand over time. Another great way to practice listening is by listening to podcasts or audiobooks. Podcasts are especially helpful because they often use everyday English. You can choose topics that interest you, such as travel, health, or personal stories. Start with short episodes so you don't feel overwhelmed. As you get better, you can listen to longer ones. You don't have to understand every word. Focus on the main idea of what the speaker is saying. Over time, your listening skills will improve. When you hear new words, try to write them down. Keeping a small notebook or using a notes app on your phone can help you remember new vocabulary. After writing down a new word, look it up in a dictionary to learn its meaning and pronunciation. Then, try using it in a sentence. For example, if you learn the word delicious, you can say, "This pizza is delicious." Practicing the words you hear makes it easier to remember them. Listening to English every day is important, even if it's just for a few minutes. Regular practice makes a big difference. You don't need to sit down and study for hours. You can listen to English while doing other activities like cooking, walking, or exercising. For example, you can play an English podcast while washing the dishes. This way, you are learning without even realizing it. One of the most helpful things you can do is listen to the same audio more than once. The first time, focus on understanding the main idea. The second time, pay attention to the details. You might notice words or phrases you didn't hear the first time. Repeating the same audio helps you catch more and understand better. It also makes you more familiar with how English sounds. If you are watching videos or movies, use subtitles to help you understand. Start with subtitles in your native language, and then switch to English subtitles when you feel more comfortable. Reading the subtitles while listening helps you connect spoken words with written text, their written form. Over time, you can try watching without subtitles. This will challenge your listening skills and make them stronger. Another important tip is to listen to a variety of accents. English is spoken in many countries. and people have different ways of pronouncing words. For example, British English sounds different from American English, and Australian English has its own unique accent. By listening to different accents, you can improve your understanding and become more confident in real-life conversations. Sometimes, you might feel frustrated if you don't understand everything. This is normal, so don't give up. Learning to listen takes time and practice. Remember, even native speakers don't understand everything all the time. The key is to keep going and be patient with yourself. Celebrate your progress, even if it's small. For example, if you understand one new word or phrase, that's a big step forward. Listening also helps you improve your speaking. When you listen, you learn how to pronounce words correctly. You also learn how to use expressions and phrases naturally. Try to repeat what you hear. This is called shadowing. For example, if you hear someone say, "How are you today?" try to repeat it exactly as they say it. Shadowing helps you sound more natural and confident. In conclusion, listening is a powerful way to learn English. It helps you understand the language, learn new words, and improve your pronunciation. Make listening a daily habit and choose things you enjoy. Don't worry about understanding everything at first. With time and practice, your listening skills will get better, and you'll feel more comfortable with English. Keep going, and remember to have fun as you learn. Chapter 3. Use English everywhere. To improve your English, you need to use it as much as possible in your daily life. Learning from books and classes is helpful, but using English in real situations is what makes a difference. When you use English in your everyday activities, it becomes a natural part of your life. This helps you improve faster and builds your confidence. You don't need to live in an English-speaking country to do this. You can create opportunities to use English no matter where you are. One simple way to start is by thinking in English. Many people think in their native language first and then translate into English, but this can slow you down. Instead, try thinking directly in English. For example, when you wake up in the morning, think about your plans for the day in English. You might say to yourself, "I have a meeting at 10 o'clock," or "I need to buy groceries." At first, this might feel strange, but with practice, it will become easier. You can also use English for writing small things. Write your shopping list in English or make a to-do list for the day. If you keep a diary or journal, try writing about your day in English. Even a few sentences are enough. For example, you could write, "Today was sunny. I went to the park and read a book." This helps you practice forming sentences and improves your vocabulary. Another way to use English every day is by changing the language settings on your phone, computer, or social media apps to English. This may seem like a small change, but it forces you to interact with English constantly. For example, you will see words like settings, notifications, and search every time you use your phone. Over time, you will become familiar with these words without even trying. When you are out in public, look for opportunities to use English. If you are at a store, try reading the labels on products in English. If you see signs or advertisements in English, take a moment to read and understand them. For example, you might see a sign that says, "Buy one, get one free." These little moments of practice can add up over time. If you are at a restaurant or cafe that has an English menu, try ordering in English. Practice saying phrases like, "I would like a coffee, please," or "Can I have the check?" If the staff understands English, they might respond to you in English, giving you a chance to practice even more. If you are nervous, you can prepare what you want to say in advance. Using English at work or school is another great way to practice. If you have international colleagues or classmates, try having small conversations with them in English. Even a simple "good morning" or "how are you" is a good start. If you work on projects or write emails, try doing them in English when it's appropriate. This helps you learn how to use English in professional situations. Joining online communities or forums is also a great way to use English. There are many groups for people who share your interests, such as cooking, gaming, or fitness. These groups often communicate in English, giving you the chance to practice reading and writing. For example, if you join a cooking group, you can share your favorite recipe in English or ask others for advice. This makes learning fun and interactive. Speaking English with others is one of the best ways to use it in real life. If you have friends who are learning English, practice together. You can meet for coffee and have conversations in English. If you don't know anyone nearby, look for language exchange partners online. Many websites and apps connect people who want to practice different languages. You can teach them your native language while they help you with English. Don't forget to use English for entertainment too. Watch movies or TV shows in English, listen to music, or play video games with English instructions. This makes learning enjoyable and helps you see how English is used in different contexts. For example, if you watch a comedy show, you will learn how people make jokes in English. If you play a game, you might learn instructions like press start or level up. Using English everywhere doesn't mean you have to be perfect. The goal is to practice and improve a little every day. At first, it might feel challenging, but with time, it will become a habit. Remember that every small effort counts. Even if you only use English for a few minutes each day, you are making progress. In the end, using English in your daily life helps you feel more comfortable and confident. It shows you that English is not just a subject to study, but a language to live. Keep looking for new ways to use English in your routine, and you will see how much you can improve. The more you use English, the more natural it will feel. Keep going and enjoy the process. Chapter 4. Join a community. Learning English can feel lonely sometimes, but it doesn't have to be. Joining a community can make your journey more enjoyable and effective. A community gives you a chance to practice English with other people, share your experiences, and get support when you feel stuck. You will meet people who understand your challenges because they are also learning or have been where you are. This makes learning less stressful and more fun. There are many types of communities you can join to practice English. One of the easiest options is to find an English-speaking club in your local area. These clubs often meet to have conversations in English. They might discuss topics like travel, food, or current events. You don't need to be perfect to join these clubs. They are for learning and improving, so it's okay to make mistakes. Being part of a club helps you practice speaking and listening in a friendly environment. If there isn't a local club near you, you can join an online community. There are many websites, apps, and social media groups for English learners. For example, you can find groups on Facebook or Reddit where people share tips, ask questions, and practice English together. Some groups even organize virtual meetups where members can talk to each other in English through video calls. This is a great way to connect with people from different parts of the world and learn about their cultures while practicing English. In an online community, you can also practice writing in English. When you join a group, Try to participate actively. For example, you can comment on posts, ask questions, or share your thoughts. If someone shares a photo of their trip, you can comment, "That looks amazing. Where did you go?" Simple interactions like this help you practice forming sentences and using new vocabulary. Over time, your confidence in writing will grow. Language exchange programs are another wonderful way to join a community. In these programs, you are paired with someone who speaks English and wants to learn your native language. You spend half of the time speaking in English and the other half in your language. This creates a balance where both people benefit. Language exchange partners are usually patient and understanding because they are also learning. You can find these programs through apps or websites, and many of them are free to use. A community also gives you opportunities to listen to real-life English. When you join a group, you will hear how people talk naturally. You will learn common phrases, slang, and idioms that you might not find in textbooks. For example, in a conversation, someone might say, "Let's catch up later," which means they want to talk to you again soon. Hearing and using these phrases helps you sound more natural and improves your understanding of the language. Sometimes, being part of a community can help you stay motivated. Learning a language takes time, and it's normal to feel discouraged at times. But when you are part of a group, you see others working hard and making progress. This can inspire you to keep going. For example, if someone shares their success story about passing an English exam, it can remind you that success is possible if you keep practicing. A community also gives you a safe place to ask questions. If you don't understand something, like grammar rules or pronunciation, you can ask for help. People in the group are usually happy to explain things or share resources. For example, if you are confused about when to use in, on, or at, someone in the group might share a helpful chart or example sentences. This kind of support makes learning easier and more enjoyable. Being in a community doesn't mean you only learn from others, you can also help others. For example, if someone asks a question and you know the answer, you can share what you know. Teaching others is a great way to reinforce your own learning. It helps you review what you've learned and makes you feel more confident in your knowledge. In addition to practicing English, being part of a community helps you build friendships. Learning a language is not just about words and grammar. It's about connecting with people. When you join a group, you have the chance to meet people who share your interests and goals. These connections make the learning process more meaningful. For example, if you meet someone who loves the same music or hobbies as you can enjoy talking about those things while practicing English. Finally, joining a community makes learning fun. It turns studying into a social activity, which keeps you engaged. When you are having fun, you are more likely to stick with it. Whether it's joining a club, participating in online groups, or finding a language exchange partner, being part of a community is one of the best ways to improve your English and enjoy the process. Remember, you don't have to learn alone. There are many people out there who want to support you and share the journey with you. Chapter 5. Keep it fun. Learning English can sometimes feel like hard work, but it doesn't have to be boring or stressful. One of the best ways to stay motivated is to make learning fun. When you enjoy the process, it feels less like studying and more like a natural part of your life. The more you have fun with English, the more likely you are to stick with it and improve. A great way to make learning fun is by choosing topics that you love. For example, if you enjoy cooking, watch cooking shows, or read recipes in English. You can learn new words like chop, bake, and stir while doing something you enjoy. If you love sports, watch games with English commentary or follow athletes on social media who post in English. When you focus on your interests, learning feels exciting and personal. Playing games in English is another fun way to learn. There are many language learning apps that turn studying into a game. For example, you can earn points for completing exercises or compete with friends. If you like video games, choose ones with English instructions or dialogue. As you play, you'll pick up new words and phrases without even realizing it. Board games or card games that require reading or speaking in English are also a great option. Music can make learning enjoyable too. Listen to songs in English and try to sing along. Singing helps improve your pronunciation and rhythm. Look up the lyrics to understand the meaning of the song and try to learn new words or phrases from it. For example, if you hear the phrase "let it go," you can practice using it in your own sentences, like saying, "I'll let it go if it's not important." Music connects emotions to language, making it easier to remember what you learn. Watching movies, TV shows, or YouTube videos is another way to have fun with English. Choose genres that you like, whether it's comedy, drama, or action. If you don't understand everything, start with subtitles in your native language and then switch to English subtitles when you feel ready. Over time, try watching without subtitles to challenge yourself. Watching videos helps you learn how people use English in real-life situations, including common phrases and expressions. Reading for pleasure is also a great way to keep learning fun. Pick books, magazines, or online articles about topics you enjoy. If you like mystery stories, try reading short mystery books in English. If you are interested in travel, read blogs or articles about places you want to visit. Choose materials that match your current level so you don't feel overwhelmed. Reading helps you learn new vocabulary and understand how sentences are structured. Making learning social can also make it more enjoyable. Practice English with friends or family members. You can play word games, have conversations, or watch movies together. If you don't have anyone nearby to practice with, join online groups or communities. Talking to other learners or native speakers makes learning interactive and fun. It's also a great way to make new friends who share your goals. Setting small, fun goals can keep you motivated. For example, challenge yourself to learn 5 new words each day or to watch one English video every evening. Celebrate your progress. When you reach your goals, reward yourself with something you enjoy, like a treat or a break, to keep the experience positive. Tracking your achievements helps you see how far you've come and encourages you to keep going. Don't be afraid to be creative with your learning. Write short stories, poems, or even song lyrics in English. Drawing or making art with English words can also be a fun way to connect with the language. For example, you can create a poster with new vocabulary words and decorate it. Being creative makes learning feel like a hobby instead of a task. Humor is another powerful tool for keeping things fun. Watch comedy shows or read funny stories in English. Laughter helps you relax and remember what you learn. For example, if you hear a joke that uses a play on words, you'll likely remember the vocabulary because it made you laugh. Sharing jokes or funny videos with others can also help you practice English in a lighthearted way. The key to keeping learning fun is to mix things up. If you do the same activity every day, it might start to feel boring. Try different ways of learning to keep things fresh. For example, one day you can listen to a podcast, and the next day you can play a language game or read an article. Variety keeps you engaged and excited to learn more. Finally, remember that it's okay to take breaks. Learning a new language is a long journey, and it's important to enjoy it. If you ever feel tired or frustrated, step away for a little while and come back when you feel ready. Taking care of yourself helps you stay positive and motivated. In the end, learning English is not just about reaching a goal, it's about enjoying the process. When you have fun, you learn better and faster. So find what makes you happy, explore new ways to learn, and celebrate every step of your progress. English is not just a subject to study, it's a tool for connecting with the world. Make it a joyful part of your life, and you'll see amazing results. You've got this. With dedication and a positive attitude, you can use English confidently and effectively in your everyday life. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know how you practice English or what topics you'd like to hear about next. See you in the next video, and happy learning!